What's up everybody, I'm Jesse Showalter, and in this episode we're gonna be doing some portfolio reviews, taking a look at 2 portfolios today, checking out their work, giving some constructive criticism, some feedback on not only the work, but how they present the work. Portfolios are super important for us creatives. It's a way for us to present our work, to get clients, to land jobs, and just to grow and present ourselves well as creatives. So we're gonna take a look at these 2 portfolios. What are they doing right? What are they doing wrong? And in the process, hopefully we'll learn something, because learning's good. Learning's good. Okay, let's dive right into our 2 portfolio reviews. First up, we have a submission from Stacy Hausham. She's a UX and UI designer. I know that because it says it right there at the top. And she introduces herself with a nice photo and a little statement. Hi, I'm Stacy. I use digital design to make every interaction count. Thanks for stopping by. We have some sort of little icon right here. Not sure what that means. I'm a UI UX designer currently looking for my next opportunity. So she's declaring right off the bat what this portfolio is all about. It's about her finding her next opportunity. I like that. I like seeing your smiling face, Stacy. I like knowing who you are and what you're about and what you're looking for. Just shake my hand digitally and tell me that right off the bat, and I will appreciate you so much, and you've done that. So I'm a big fan. Then we have a quote right down below that from IBM. I'm not sure how personal or important that quote is to you, but here's why I would encourage you to maybe get rid of that, because this page does tell me what I want, but there's not as much hierarchy and prominence put on things that should maybe be a little bit more prominent. So for instance, this quote down here is just as big. It draws my eye and my attention away from who you are. And also the fact that, you know, you use digital design to make every interaction count. But down here it says you're a UX and UI designer and you're looking for your next opportunity. I want to see a little bit less prominence placed on the hello, hi, and you making every interaction count. This is just me being really nitpicky, and I want to see more about who you are, what you do, and some small little piece of your personality. So maybe it could have been something like, hi, I'm Stacy. I design websites and apps. I'm looking for my next opportunity to eat pizza with you at lunch and the rest of your team. Something that's quirky, personality, but still pushes through the message of who you are, and I don't have so many broken up blocks I have to read. I want to read it in 2 seconds and be really excited about that statement. Let's scroll down because you have work, about me, blog, resume, and contact. I think it's cool that if you're looking for work, you have your resume available. So your navigation, your site, everything has to be molded around its purpose, and its purpose is for you to land your next gig. So I think that makes a lot of sense, but I do want to see the work, so I'm going to scroll down. Okay. Not necessarily the biggest fan of this, and here's why. Because your portfolio is a space for you if your portfolio is about demonstrating what you can do. It's not necessarily just about the work, but it's also about how you present the work. I want to see a little bit more energy and effort posted to this. Also, it wouldn't be a bad idea to see a little bit of your work, so maybe you could ditch this quote and lift some of that work up so it's already speaking to me to kind of scroll down and find it. Yeah, that's the only thing. I like this a lot. I think this is a good approach to put kind of your money shot, or the most beautiful shot you can find, something that's framed, a mock-up that's really, really nice. I like it. I'm digging it. So again, I think just a little bit of work on the layout of things, Wayfinder for the traveling scavenger hunt. I might want to see just like a little bit more prominence and hierarchy for this typography, but I like the shot here, and it gives me a little bit of overview, and you're doing a little bit more like a case study. So here's the duration, here's your role, and you talk about the challenge and the solution, the research methods. You did your SWOT analysis, and it's not that the content's bad, it's that the presentation of the content could be better. Part of designing, even though the project's done, is then ramping it back up and getting into your presentation design. You have to make presentation assets for every single thing you do in design. Even though this project was probably 9 months long, at the end of it you were going, whew, glad that's over. You can't just say, I'll just slap up what I have into a case study. It'd be better if you went, project's not over. I now need to take the next 2 weeks to make all my presentational elements, okay? Kind of kicking a dead horse on that. User stories, all the content's good. It just maybe needs to be maybe modernized a little bit, using the space that you have to tell the story you know, you're a designer, so take the time and tell the story visually. Otherwise, it's just kind of reading. It's possible that it's reading a little bit more like a boring blog post and not necessarily something I'm interested in. One thing that I would say is actually missing that I'm starting to encourage myself and everybody else to do, which is to also put some metrics, like what were the goals? I wanted to increase conversion, you want to increase leads, you wanted to increase like traffic for the site or the application, downloads, whatever it was, so that you can say, we wanted to increase downloads for this application by 100% or 50. And we not only did that, accomplished that, but we went even further above and beyond. Or we wanted to, what is the purpose of this redesign or this design? Is it more signups, new clients, more visibility? And then show me some stats about how you helped your client accomplish that. That's gonna make me, as somebody who's hiring a designer or a hiring agent, say, this person actually cares about leads and signups and users and all of those things. Yeah, tell me not just about the process, but tell me about the success of it. So besides that, Stacy, I'd say use the space you have, maybe a little bit more, design those assets a little bit more, and consider kind of updating the goals with the actual metrics and success metrics that you have. But really great job. I love the work. Stacy Hausham, thanks. All right, next up we have Paloma Ningtao Jam. So I probably said that name wrong. I'm sorry about that, Paloma, but I really like the look of your landing page when I hit it. I have this huge text that says hello there, a little emoji, a little character, and it tells me who you are. You're completing your BFA at a school in user experience design. We have a little visual. The visual is a little light for me. It's kind of like I have cataracts, like I'm like it's a little too opaque. Like I'd like it to bump up and be a little bit more powerful, but all in all, I think it also shows a little bit of your character, right? And your personality. Case studies, client work, miscellaneous, and about. Cool. I'm gonna scroll down. Now this is utilizing the space a little bit more. Now maybe this is a template, maybe you completely made it by yourself in Webflow. I like this approach. We're using anything and everything. The presentational materials are big. They are in your face. They're screaming, click me and explore this case study of mine. So we can view the project. It's an exploration of the outdoors for urban dwellers. So we have a couple more projects here like Simulo and Athena. I like it. I like this way that you're presenting everything. It's a very immersive experience. It draws me in, it makes me want to explore it a little bit more. Okay, so I'm gonna hit view project because I'm really excited about checking this out. Again, layout, kind of nice. Okay, we can go back to the projects, Nimbus, exploration of the outdoors. I start scrolling down. Here is our large, like really large in your face, beautiful presentational materials that are laid out there. I get a feeling, not just from a framed phone, but multiple devices, elements, and the background. The whole thing is itself its own branded composition. This is what I'm talking about. Paloma, you took the time and you really made these presentational elements stand out. I want to see it as much as I can in the real world, or something that gives me an idea of this whole thing. So, okay, your role, the context, again, all of that really great case study stuff is there, but I feel like the whole thing is branded a little bit more. See our blues in here and our kind of topographic map kind of textures, they're brought into the case study elements. We see this, so the whole thing feels branded, it feels nice. And also I love this balance of information and beautiful mock-ups and deliverables like throughout. I love how those are scattered. I love the real world kind of implementation. If it's logo, I wanna see it on signage, I wanna see it on a billboard, I wanna see it on business cards, I wanna see all the real world applications of this thing. So here we have a fully electric autonomous pod that enables you to escape, but we have all of the interface components that maybe she was a part of developing or designing. And it's all branded. It's all part of this story that it's telling. Now we're mixing video in and more details back and forth between visual content, written content. It never gets boring. I love this case study. This case study is interactive. What is this? This is nice. Oh, these are like slides. Cool. Okay, so you're using like a slide deck or something inside of it. Things I can touch, things I can play with. This is all a good experience when you're checking somebody's portfolio and playing with work or checking out the work that they've done. I wanna use all of my kind of senses. I wanna see it, I wanna read it, I wanna taste it, I wanna smell it, I wanna touch it. If you have an interactive prototype, I wanna play with it. Give me as much as I can to understand this versus a really long blog post. This is great. All of this is really awesome. Just maybe some also little personal touches that are you, Paloma. Digging it? How did we get to that flow? Now we're gonna get a little bit more into the process. Really nicely laid out, but look, see? Branded colors, nicely laid out things, presentational materials, even stuff about the ideation phase. It's not just the sketches, it's the sketches that have been presented well. See what I'm saying? I'm kicking a dead horse, but it makes a difference here, folks. It's really, really nice. We have onboarding screens. Just the progression of this is really, really nice. Now we have the web version if you prefer that. There is so much here to look at, and I love looking at it all. If I was looking to hire somebody, I'm definitely digging what you're doing here. You have a good understanding of layout and typography, of experience, of research. It shows not just because I read it, because I'm experiencing it as I scroll this case study. This is, dare I say, an almost perfect case study in my opinion. My case studies aren't this good. I don't even have case studies, but here we have a real Figma file, right? So can we zoom out and see? No, there's nothing there. This is the process book, but I don't see any other things here. But that's okay. If this was an app or something, I can click on it, that'd be cool. But you're integrating all the technology tools and things at your fingertips to create a really fun and interesting case study. I love it. And then once I get to the bottom, you're encouraging me to go look at other ones and research more. Now I love this. These are probably student projects. Once you get into client work, I would definitely want to see some metrics, some results. It's a protected page. It kind of stinks a little bit. That's okay. You might have legal reasons why you have to do that. If I click over on miscellaneous, maybe I get just, yeah, I love this. I love miscellaneous stuff that you like to do. Show me a little bit of your passion as well as student projects or client work. I like this idea a lot. I think everyone should have a little passion section on their site. My internet's really, really slow right now, but I dig it. I'm into it. So this gives me a well-rounded view of you, Paloma, as a creative, as a designer. And I think it's a really engaging experience. I think you did a fantastic job. I don't have a whole lot to say about it that's critical or negative because you're kind of crushing it. Keep up the good work. Well, that's it. There's another portfolio review in the bag. Great work to these designers that submitted their work for review. And if you want to submit your portfolio to be reviewed on this channel, you'll find a link down in the description where you can contact me, send me your information. I'd love to check out your stuff. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I do lots of videos about design and development and portfolio reviews just like this one, so stick around. If you have any questions, leave those down in the comments. I'll get back to them as soon as I can. I hope you guys are having an amazing week designing amazing things, making amazing things, and putting your best foot forward as creative. I'll see you in the next one.